Hello, Mr. Big Macher. Thank you for taking the time to watch my pitch. I know you're a very busy guy, so I'll make it quick and brief so you can get back to what you do best. I am Sarah Robinson, and the name of my project is Project S.M.E.L.F, Synthetically Mutated Engineered Life Form. Let's start with characters. My main character, Marcy Adams, early 20s, dropped out of college, doesn't really know what she wants to do with her life. She's really good at technology, but not sure she wants to go into that field, so she just kind of floats around, working tech support to pay the bills. She lives with her best friend that she's known since the 4th grade, named Lucy. Lucy is kind of the polar opposite, but not quite. Lucy also doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, but unlike Marcy, she doesn't care that she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. She's content to work as a bartender until the day she dies if she wants. She just wants to get by, have some fun along the way, and leave it at that. Next up we have Calvin. Calvin is the guy that works at the local deli. Lucy's had a crush on him for a long time. In the pilot episode, she finally works up the guts to go talk to him and gets his number. Things start to get a little weird though when Marcy, riding her bike home in the dark, and she finds a blooded and beaten up girl laying in the middle of her bike path. She swerves at the last second, crashes into a tree. A few hours later, she's in the hospital. Her jaw is messed up, it hurts. But the weird thing is the x-ray, when taken, shows an old fracture that has been broken for maybe a decade almost, but healed wrong, and that's what's causing the pain. Still weird though, because Marcy doesn't remember ever breaking her jaw. The girl she found bloody and bleeding up, that's a Jane Doe. It was found coated in her own blood, and nobody has any idea why. Well, when she wakes up, Jane Doe doesn't remember anything. This is weird. She's not injured in any way, but she does have old scar tissue around her brain. Marcy, she's a bored citizen, and when something weird happens, she likes to investigate why it's so weird. She starts sleuthing around where she first found Jane Doe and finds an old flip phone. Who still owns a flip phone? She decides to start calling random numbers on there. None of them are in service. She finally calls one that's in service, and it's connected to Calvin, the guy that works at the deli that her roommate's dating with. What is that about? Marcy goes to meet her birth mom. She gets kidnapped into the back of a minivan. She gets rescued by a dude wearing a motorcycle helmet, and what do you know? That guy's Calvin. Why are all these people connected? They discovered that they are in fact these mysterious people. Jane Doe, Calvin, and Marcy are all part of the same original project. Synthetically Mutated Engineered Life Form is the project they work on. Project S.M.E.L.F. They were designed to produce the perfect combination of genes to create the perfect person, basically. These people, they heal super fast. Problem is, now their systems are degrading. They're no longer healing super fast like they did when they were kids. They don't break their hand and then in a few hours it heals properly. They break their hand and in a few hours it heals incorrectly, and then they have a messed up hand for the rest of their lives. The original company that produced these people has started a recall to figure out what is going on with these children. Calvin, he's already messed up in it. He works with the company. They bribed him. You help us track down other S.M.E.L.Fs. You don't get put on the exam table and dissected. We discovered that Jane Doe is actually Vanessa. She was another one of the people working for Agent S.M.E.L.F. to help track down other S.M.E.L.Fs. She doesn't know any of this, but Calvin, he was sent to track her down after she disappeared. Calvin has to get out of town right away because the Project S.M.E.L.F. now knows that he is no longer on their side working to bring in S.M.E.L.Fs for him to work with. Marcy is just as wanted by the company, so she decides to leave with Calvin to get out of town as quickly as possible. Lucy, Marcy's best friend, is just as concerned about what's going on as well, and she doesn't exactly feel safe after her best friend got kidnapped and the guy she's sort of dating was working to help. So they leave. They go and they collect Jane Doe. Used to work for the company, and they're probably pretty angry at her too. With any luck, they'll be able to figure out why they're degrading, how to stop it, and they'll be able to bring down the company so they can live a peaceful life and not have to deal with, running from the giant corporate evil guy. My project has changed a lot over the month. It started out originally as more of a fantasy style series. That changed, and I kept some of the root characters and characteristics, and I ended up making this great science fiction, more elaborate, more intricate story with better characters and better stuff. And it opens less to the realm of fantastical possibilities. There's more science involved, which to me is just a more fun way of doing weird stuff, and it's more of a challenge and more fun. I've got some great people working with me. I've got working with Living Dead Guy Productions to create the weirdness of the series just exactly how I want it. They make some great shows. I'm on to be working with. Also, we got Scott J. Wallace editing the series. He knows how to get pace and wipes and everything to fit the story exactly how you'd want it to. Our target market is young 20-somethings, young adults, teenagers, people that, you know, they're finding their way in the world. They don't have their lives figured out. They don't know necessarily what they want to do. This is the story they're going to want to relate to. Promos on television, put promos online. People see it. It sparks curiosity. They want to see more. We're going to create Tumblr and blog and Twitter accounts for the actual characters leading up to the series. They can present their thoughts and explain the series. And it's all backstory before the main event of the first episode where they find Jane Doe. Just the normal, average, everyday lives of Marcy and Lucy, giving the show a sense of backstory and a website for the company that created Project S.M.E.L.F. Kind of get people interested and get a sense of what's going on in the series. Well, thank you for your time, Big Macher. I know you're a very busy guy, so I'm going to let you get back to what you do best. And thank you for taking the moment to look at my pitch.